Hey guys, okay, so in this video I wanted to talk about vision. It is such an important part to whenever you're starting a new journey with, some type of goal, some type of vision that you wish to create. In this course, it's going to most likely be a body or a lifestyle or a sense of peace or happiness that you intend to create. And so before you set out for any journey or really anything, I'm a huge believer in determining what is the outcome that you wish to create. What is the vision? Okay. And so that's what I really want to be talking about today is vision. How do we create the vision? Okay. And so when we think about vision, how do we fulfill a vision? How do we fulfill, and what I mean by vision is just like goals, right? But I like to kind of think in a more broader sense. And when I see people who have a vision and essentially fulfill that vision, there are two components that I see that tend to come together. And if these two things come together, if they're present and we keep them alive, then the vision happens. And what I would say is, it's not possible or it becomes possible even if you might relate it as to being impossible, okay, if you get these two things right, okay? And so things that we believe that would not be able to occur for us, or things that we don't think can occur, start to happen when these two things are in place. And I would say that these two things that need to come together or need to be kept alive, or another way to say it is maybe a better, number one, we have to have that why. We have to have a strong enough reason and purpose tied to fulfilling our vision. And if we don't have an extremely strong reason and an extremely strong why tied to fulfilling our vision, then we're essentially our chances are pretty slim that we're going to fulfill it. Okay, we're not going to manifest it, and it's not going to happen. And the reason, that why is what gives those permission or gives us the energy, and it gives us the motivation and the enthusiasm and the passion and the tolerance to overcome challenges that we know we're going to run into and difficulties, so that we can actually see it through until the outcome is fulfilled. Okay, and again, what motivates that action and what makes all of that possible is going to be an extremely strong why. Okay, an extremely strong reason to fulfill that vision, to get that goal, to accomplish it. And when we talk about a reason to fulfill our vision, and same with benchmarks that we've set out for ourselves, like daily benchmarks or monthly benchmarks that we want to have happen, over maybe the next course of the 5 days or, the month or the year or long term, the thing that, bridges this from, to us accomplishing it is a strong reason and purpose. And that strong reason and purpose needs to be meaningful, not to other people, not to the world. It needs, although those two things can be great, but it really needs to be meaningful to you personally. Okay. And then if you're personal, meaning your personal why, your personal reason is then tied to other people or other things, then that's okay. But it has to start with you first. And at the end of the day, if it doesn't start with you and if it's not meaningful to you, it's just not going to happen. Okay. And what I find is that people who fulfill their vision, it's meaningful. It's absolutely meaningful to them, and there's only a matter of time as it pertains to a vision that we're looking to create, and one thing is for sure, that at some point in time on your journey between where you are and where you want to go, what you want to achieve, at some point in time, you're going to have to overcome, some discomfort. You're going to have to go through things that are going to feel uncomfortable, that you're going to have to get to an uncomfortable place of fear, this place is going to get activated, at least in the level of your nervous system. And you're going to have to be willing to take action anyway when you don't feel like it, okay? And it's going to be a neurological discomfort, like just doing things that you're not used to doing things that you don't want to do, starting things that you've never done before, and stopping things that you've always done before, right? So if we set a vision to fulfill something that we've never known before, then just practically we know that that's what's going to be necessary to fulfill it, is that we're going to have to we're going to have to do things that we've never done before. Okay, we're going to have to step into a reality that we've never explored before. And what you're going to be stepping into this week, most likely for all of you, is going to be some of those things. Okay, and so the thing that has this, overcome that tug of war of fear is, doing the things that you don't want to do, is a strong why. Okay, our why has to be the reason. It has to be more important than that temporary place of fear that's going to show up. And it, that perceives this sort of reality as a threat. Okay. And if our why is strong enough and it's tied to enough love and enough passion and like enough vision, and enough inspiration, like it just fires you up emotionally, then what starts to happen is you just start to anchor around the possibility that this shit's going to happen. Like, it's just going to happen because I want it so bad. I can feel it. I can taste it. I can see it in my mind, and I'm just going to make it happen. And it's sort of like we hijack the nervous system quite a bit, okay? And things, things are obviously going to come up and distract us. It's going to throw us off our path, and it's going to be different for everybody. There's going to be, for some people, it's going to be family members. Other people, it's going to be their own body or their physical health. They're going to get sick. Other people, it's going to be money, or, their job or their career, their significant other, their kids, and for other people, it might just be like weather, right? Like they're just going to say like, oh, I just can't go for a walk today. Like it's weather that gets in the way, and on and on and on. Like we can find all excuses. And the key to, getting through those distractions is to have a why that is alive and strong enough. Okay. And if it's the same vision, maybe it's the same vision this is the same vision that you've had over and over before. Like, hey, I want to have this body. I want to have this life, and it's something that you keep coming back to and you just still haven't fulfilled. Well, usually it's because the why wasn't strong enough. Okay. And when it becomes a must, it tends to occur, and it's the why is, the why, if it hasn't occurred, it's because the why wasn't strong enough. Where it becomes a must. And then, so what you got to do is make sure it becomes a must. And then the key is then to strengthen the why. And the way we strengthen our whys, number one, is we have to name it first. Okay. And we have to make sure we're personally connected to it. And then the way that we strengthen it, after we've strengthened it, we've got to nurture it. We've got to activate it. Okay. So, we've got to reconnect with it often. We've got to feel it daily, and if not multiple times throughout the day. Okay. And so, I often ask the question, like, when we're figuring out what we want and why we want it, I ask, why is it imperative? And like, this is a question I ask myself. Why is it imperative that I fulfill this vision for myself? Why is it imperative that I fulfill this vision? And my vision is to, have impact on the world at a certain level. Okay. And so if I don't create that impact, at this level, I have to go like, why is it imperative that I fulfill this vision that I have? And for me, it always goes back to the same thing. I think about, I think about people, and I think about the people's lives that if I'm not available to them, if I'm not available to help them, then their lives will never be changed. And maybe they'll never know a life of without suffering, where I could have supported them, and they'll never know, what it's like to not have pain and suffering, or, to have a fit body with ease. And then they'll, and without them knowing that, they're going to impact other people, and other people are going to be affected just because I didn't fulfill that vision and I didn't stay committed to creating the outcome that I wanted to do. Okay. That I didn't make sure I achieved it. And that's personally important to me because there were some really key people that took me under their wing when I was in a lot of pain and suffering, when I was in the gym obsessing and just a mess. And, they really helped me get to a healthy state of mind. And so this is why it's really important to me, because they were willing to show me that level of care and that level of love and appreciation. And so for me, it's my way of giving back. This is my duty now. So, that's my why, for my vision. And, you guys are all going to have your own whys, but that's just kind of an example of how it personally is that meaningful to me. It ignites me. And so the key is, once you commit to a vision, once you commit to a benchmark, once I give you the outline for this week and you've already committed to yourself, you don't deviate from it. Okay. People who work with me, like, they commit to it. This is what we do. We set our goal. We commit to it. We do not deviate. And then what's imperative, that in order for you not to deviate, is that you strengthen your why. You strengthen your reason, and you strengthen that purpose for why you're doing it. And you cannot have the why strong enough. It can never be too strong. It can never be strengthened too much or reinforced too much. And so the more that you can check back into what am I after, why am I after it, then you are going to excel this week and your life, if you make this a daily habit. And if the vision and if the benchmarks, the outcome that you are looking to achieve for yourself is important to you, then you want to continue to fuel that with your why until it must occur, until it becomes an absolute must. And the way we define that by why, has now become a must, and it's tied to the benchmark and, the vision that I'm holding is simply that I am willing to do whatever is required. Okay. And this is what you should be like. This is the place that you need to get to. I'm willing to persevere to whatever I must persevere through to see it occur. Okay. And when you embody that within the fiber of your being, I promise your vision, it is going to happen. It's just a matter of time. Okay. But you just have to stay persistent, and you have to stay focused, and you have to stay in the pursuit of that vision. And it will always, always be worth fulfilling that vision, as soon as you get there. Okay. So number one, as a recap, okay, make sure your why is a must, and continue to fuel your why until it becomes a must. Because people who fulfill visions, people who absolutely create the bodies that they want, the outcomes they choose, the lives they want, it's, unshakable. It's very strong. And then the second thing that we must protect, and the thing that we must strengthen, and the thing that we must cultivate, and that is present in those who fulfill vision time and time again, and usually a bigger vision than anything they've set before, is they hold on to this belief. And again, these things obviously support each other, because if you have a strong enough why, it lends toward the belief, right? And if we believe that something is possible, it helps to create that stronger why and stay committed and have energy towards it. But always remember that even if you did not fulfill, or you did not succeed in the pursuit of, the body you were out for last year or whatever, last diet, there are other people who, have done it, and you may progress towards it. You may know more than you knew during the last diet or last year, in the way of experiences that you've had in the education, or, resources that you've had, just coaches or whatever. And, but maybe you didn't lean into it enough, and now you can lean into them as you choose, and reinforce and remember that, this belief is a choice, that believing that you can achieve this. And so your vision is whatever your benchmarks are, give yourself permission to believe in them, and believe that it's possible for you to achieve your vision. Don't just go to the place of, oh, I believe it's possible, and leave it at that, where it's sort of an abstract belief. I'm just saying that, rather, like I said, strengthen your why, reinforce your why, cultivate your why, and, cultivate your belief, strengthen your belief. And, what I find is that I strengthen my belief is I name what went well, hey, what went well, what has changed, in what ways have I moved towards the fulfillment of that vision? Like, what have I done well, what has not gone well, and what can I do next? And so a great question to use to strengthen your belief is simply asking yourself the question, why is it that, this is going to occur this time? And so when you're looking to strengthen your belief, which again, should be a consistent thing, and especially when belief is most vulnerable, because belief is going to be vulnerable when doubt is present, anytime, when fear is present, like kind of like right now, during when the whole world is in fear, is that, it's important to just name it as doubt for right now. And I'm not sure I'm going to be, just say, like, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to fulfill this. Recently when it came to some big, maybe some big goals that you set out for yourself last time, and then, you're looking to achieve, and then moving towards some new ones, you got shaken up last time, but the thing is, like, it's possible this time. Like, that's the way we just got to look at it. And I personally just stay focused on the theme, and I don't let my mind go to all the negative things that are happening on, around me, or start doubting in myself. And I don't let the mind I just don't allow the mind to go there, okay, to get caught by all these sort of doubts and negative thoughts and fear, okay? Instead, I rather use that energy of fear and capture that energy and align with it, just as align it and redirect it towards my vision, okay? So I use the energy of fear and have fear give me a sense of purpose. And then in that energy of fear, redirect with energy of purpose, and then ask yourself, why is this possible? Like, why is it possible this time? And this is possible because of the things that I'm going to do that made this made this absolutely proven to work. And it's possible because I'm going to continue to engage. It's possible because I'm going to put more time into this, because I have the time. It's possible because I'm taking a new approach. So give yourself permission to take action, and and believe that it's possible. Okay. And so what I want you guys to do right now is take a moment, take a deep breath or two, close your eyes. And if you haven't named your vision for what you want to achieve during this week at the end of these 5 days, okay, or if you're doing the full 90-day academy with me at the end of 90 days, okay, I encourage you to do so right now, okay? So if you know what your marks are, like what you would like to achieve, you should close your eyes, and I want you to take a few deep breaths. Envision this mark. Envision the outcome that you wish to achieve. Envision the body. Envision the life, the happiness, the peace, the joy that you know is possible. Imagine it within your mind. And as you take a deep breath and you visualize those outcomes, okay, in your mind, as you imagine that as a reality that's happening right now, that you're already living it, imagine as though you've already fulfilled it, and that, and it's, you can feel it in your heart. Remember that your power is in your heart. Your power lies in the field of your heart. And as you connect to your heart, as you connect to that power that lies in the field of your heart, ask yourself, why is this vision important to me? Why is this goal important to me? Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? Why is this vision imperative to me? Why does my life depend on it? And I acknowledge that, this is important because, this is what I want you to do, is just acknowledge this important because you named that for yourself. It's important because, tell yourself, figure out why it's important. Allow your heart to feel it, to swell, allow your heart to open and feel the motivation, feel the belief and the conviction to fulfill that vision, and the excitement and the passion and the enthusiasm that you get when you visualize. And then go ahead and give yourself permission to believe in the vision that you set for this challenge, or for this, the next 90 days, if you stay with me. And even if you have not fulfilled it in the past, believe that it's possible. If it's something new, something you've never done before, give yourself permission to choose to believe in it. Okay? Say yes to it with every fiber aspect of your being. Okay? With the very core, the very fiber of who you are. Say yes to fulfilling it. And when you say yes to fulfilling that vision, you are saying no to everything else. Not for now. I will fulfill this vision first. And so say yes to that vision, and say yes to the path. Say yes to the journey towards that vision with all of who you are. And then acknowledge this is possible because my vision is possible, because I'm willing to do what it takes. It's possible because I have people around me who are willing to support me. It's possible because if I'm thinking about it, it must be possible. If there wasn't, I wouldn't be thinking about it. It's possible because other people have achieved it, and or something similar. It's possible because I have access to great education, a great coach. It's possible because I have the tools that I need to fulfill it. It's possible because, fill in the gap. It's possible because, and then put a big smile on your face, Smile to your vision. Smile to who you are going to become. And that person that's of strength, that person is compassionate, that person of love, that person of conviction, that embodiment of your higher self. And ultimately, just believe, guys, okay? And look forward to who you're going to become through it. And take a deep breath or two again, and know that I am honored and very grateful to be a part of your journey this week and possibly for the next 90 days, and supporting you to fulfill the vision that you have for your life and your body, and evolve it to, to become the body and the person that you want to become. Much love to you guys all, and I look very forward to seeing you all tomorrow.